Here's a question someone asked me years ago that I got completely wrong. Would you rather have $1 million today or a penny that doubles every day for 30 days? My answer? I said the million without hesitation. What I didn't realize was by day 30, that penny is worth over $10 million. I left $9 million on the table in my head in about 3 seconds. That is compounding. And most people don't actually understand it. Not in a way that changes how they operate. The education system moves slowly, and I'm here not to criticize it, but there are concepts that would transform how people build their careers, their finances, their businesses, and compounding is at the top of that list. Nobody handed this to me in a classroom. I had to find it out on my own through my own learning and knowledge capture. Here's what compounding actually means. Stripped down. You make one small improvement, then another, and each improvement doesn't just add, it multiplies on top of what came before it. That's the mechanism. That's the whole thing. Simple. Think about a YouTube channel. You post a video and you decide to improve one thing for the next one. Maybe the thumbnail, maybe your opening story, maybe your audio quality, one small thing. Each video, 20 times, 20 improvements stacked upon one another, compounding your growth. That creates a multiplication effect. Better audio on top of a better thumbnail, on top of a sharper story, on top of better imaging, it all compounds. The channel that made 20 small incremental improvements looks completely different from the one that made none. Now put that same logic into a financial context that you might apply to your business. A whole life insurance policy is a useful example, one that most people don't encounter until they're already sitting across from a wealth advisor at a point in their life where they wish they'd known sooner. You make annual payments to a whole life policy over 10 years. The insurance company invests those payments, typically at 7 or 8%. Not huge returns, but good annual returns. Year one, let's say you put in $100,000 to your policy. That's $7,000 or $8,000 in growth. Manageable, not exciting, but good growth. But in year two, you put in another $100,000. Now you're earning 7 or 8% on over $200,000 per year because you made 8 in your first year, and then on 300,000, and then on 400,000. The base keeps growing and the growth compounds on top of the growth. What started as a line becomes a curve, and the curve gets steeper every single year. That's the penny becoming a $10 million investment. Here's where most people go wrong, including me for years. We get buried in tasks, the daily list, the inbox, the fires at the office, and we're so focused on what we have to do that we completely lose sight of what we're trying to become. The goal feels too big, it's too massive, almost insurmountable even. And that creates a specific kind of anxiety, the anxiety of staring at a mountain and not being able to see the path towards the summit. The fix is simpler than it sounds. Break the mountain into 3 or 4 smaller peaks. When you accomplish those, the big one is done. You've already climbed it. You just didn't see it that way at the start. Reframe the goal or the narrative. That's a useful image that keeps coming back to me. You're sitting in front of say a 6-ounce steak at a steakhouse. Nobody picks up that steak and shoves the whole thing in their mouth. Well, maybe not nobody, most people. You cut it, you eat it bite by bite. And here's the part people don't notice. Each bite is compounding the protein going into your body. The 10th bite builds on the first 9. The goal isn't to eat the steak all at once. The goal is to keep cutting and eating it piece by piece. That's it. That's the whole framework. It's easy. Small incremental improvements. Stack it, repeat it. Don't look at the steak, look at the knife. If this landed for you, share it with someone who's been staring at a goal that feels too big to start. And if you're finding value in what we're building here, I'd appreciate a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to make sure these conversations keep reaching you. Good luck on building your business, and we'll be in touch soon.